What's the biggest choosing the stepkid mistake you've seen? My father's biggest client asked if I was the real son. The question came at my father's retirement party. Richard Chen, his oldest client, 20-year relationship, pulled me aside by the bar. You're the real son, right? Not the other one? I nodded, confused. He studied me carefully. Then why is your name nowhere on the succession plan? My stomach dropped. What succession plan? Richard looked uncomfortable. The one your father sent out last week. Tyler Bradshaw, Director of Operations, future CEO. He paused. I assumed Tyler was a nickname for you. Tyler, my stepbrother, who joined the company 8 months ago, who couldn't read a logistics report if his life depended on it, who once asked if overnight shipping meant the packages slept at the warehouse. Excuse me, I managed. I found the email on my phone, sent to all major clients while I was handling the Singapore crisis. My name wasn't mentioned once. Here's what Richard didn't know. I'd been running that company since I was 23. Not officially. Officially, I was Junior Logistics Coordinator, a title that hadn't changed in 7 years. But when did the Hartman account nearly walk? I saved it. When did our entire East Coast operation crash during the hurricane? I rebuilt it from my laptop in a hotel room. When did Dad have his heart attack? I ran everything for 3 months while telling clients he was reviewing everything personally. Tyler joined the company the day after his mother married my father. His first day, he parked in my spot, the one I'd used for 7 years. When I mentioned it, Dad said, family should be flexible. His second week, Tyler lost us a $300,000 contract by telling the client their business model was vintage, which meant outdated. I smoothed it over, saved half the contract. Dad's feedback? Tyler's still learning. Stop undermining him. In his 3rd month, Tyler took credit for my Seoul expansion plan, presented it to the board while I was in Seoul, actually implementing it. Dad introduced him as the visionary behind our Asian growth, but the succession email was different. This wasn't just favoritism. This was erasure. The party continued around me. My father, commanding the room, was telling stories about building the company from nothing. Tyler beside him, wearing the watch I'd given Dad for his 60th birthday. The watch that was supposed to be mine someday. Family tradition. I pulled up my phone again, started a different email chain, not the client list, my contact list, the real one, the people whose kids' birthdays I remembered, whose crises I'd solved at 2 a.m., whose businesses I'd saved. Hey Marcus, I typed to our warehouse supervisor, that opportunity we discussed? It's time. Within an hour, 17 responses, all variations of finally, and I'm in. The next morning, a Monday, half the company didn't show up. Not the entry-level folks, the essential people, the ones who actually knew how everything worked. Dad called me, furious. What did you do? Took your advice, I said. You always said, never do business with people who don't value you. So I stopped. This is about Tyler? You're destroying everything over jealousy? Check your email. I'd sent him a photo, our new office. Smaller, sure, but filled with familiar faces. His former CFO, his best sales team, his personal assistant of 15 years, and above the door, Chen Logistics, primary partner. Richard Chen hadn't just asked about the succession plan to make conversation. He'd been confirming which son to follow. You took Richard? Dad's voice cracked. I didn't take anyone. They chose. I'll sue you into the ground. With what lawyers? Morris and Associates? They represent me now. Conflict of interest to take you on. Silence. This is betrayal, he finally said. No, I replied. Betrayal is erasing your son who built half your company. I just decided to take my half with me. 6 months later, a LinkedIn notification. Tyler Bradshaw is no longer Director of Operations at Bradshaw Logistics. A year later, another. Bradshaw Logistics has been acquired by Compax Shipping. My company? We just opened our 3rd office. The Seoul expansion I planned became reality, under my name this time. Dad hasn't spoken to me since that morning call, but last week, his former assistant forwarded me something. A photo from his desk drawer she'd found while packing. Me at 23, my first day, standing next to him outside the original warehouse. On the back, in his handwriting, my son, the future of Bradshaw Logistics. I guess he was right about that, just not the way he planned.